Welcome back to the SF Crow's Nest Future Focus podcast, where we discuss the latest and greatest in the world of science fiction, technology, and everything in between. I'm your host, Sam, and today we're going to dive into the realm of retrocausality. Picture this: you're enjoying your morning coffee, and suddenly, the cup jumps off the table and lands in your hand. "That's absurd," you exclaim, and rightly so. But in the whimsical world of quantum mechanics, things aren't always as they seem. Enter retrocausality, the idea that events in the future can influence those in the past, and an unconventional solution to some perplexing quantum conundrums. You see, quantum mechanics is like a prodigious pianist, remarkably adept at predicting outcomes in the microscopic realm. But when asked about the underlying sheet music, it remains frustratingly tight-lipped. Quantum theory's phenomenal success begs the question, what's the secret sauce? That's where Dr. Rod Sutherland from the University of Sydney comes in. He believes the answer lies in a concept that flips the arrow of time on its head. It's like playing a game of Back to the Future with particles, where Marty McFly's actions in the past impact his present. This theoretical twist could resolve the paradoxical nature of quantum entanglement, where particles mysteriously influence each other instantly, regardless of the distance between them. Now, this might sound like a plot for a sci-fi movie, but the idea is grounded in Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. This quantum quirk tells us that we can never know a particle's exact position and momentum at the same time. As a result, future measurements could theoretically have an impact on previous uncertain values. It's as if your choice of dessert at dinner retroactively influenced your lunchtime meal. Hugh Price, a philosophy professor at the University of Cambridge, argues that if quantum states are real and time-symmetric, meaning physical processes can run forwards and backwards under the same laws, then retrocausality must be on the table. Of course, not everyone is ready to hop aboard the retrocausal train. After all, it requires a massive leap of faith and a break with centuries of scientific tradition. As for experimental tests, retrocausality is tricky to pin down. Like a chameleon, it hides among other assumptions, making it difficult to isolate and examine. However, it's not entirely off the radar. Some researchers speculate that clues to retrocausality might be hiding in cosmological data, like the cosmic microwave background or exotic space-time situations involving wormholes. If true, we might be in for a wild ride through time and space. Retrocausality's peculiar nature has not gone unnoticed by the creative minds of science fiction writers and filmmakers. In fact, the concept has inspired a plethora of fascinating stories that play with the idea of time travel and the possibility of influencing past events. One example is the 1995 movie 12 Monkeys, where a time traveler is sent back to prevent a deadly virus outbreak. The film explores the implications of retrocausality and presents a scenario where actions taken in the present have a direct impact on the past, creating a loop of cause and effect. In literature, Philip K. Dick's 1954 short story, The Adjustment Team, later adapted into the film The Adjustment Bureau in 2011, features mysterious beings that can manipulate past events to alter the present. This intriguing narrative dives into the consequences of retrocausality and how it might be used to control the course of history. Science fiction has also dabbled in retrocausality as a means of communication. In the sci-fi flick Interstellar, a team of astronauts travels through a wormhole to search for a new home for humanity. As the story unfolds, it becomes apparent that information is being sent across time, demonstrating a fascinating application of retrocausality. These fictional portrayals of retrocausality highlight the captivating allure of the concept, as well as its potential to reshape our understanding of the universe. As research continues to push the boundaries of quantum mechanics, it's only a matter of time before the lines between science fact and science fiction begin to blur, perhaps revealing even more remarkable connections between the two. So the next time you ponder the perplexing world of quantum mechanics, remember that the key to unlocking its mysteries might just lie in the unconventional realm of retrocausality. And who knows, maybe one day we'll be able to play a game of Back to the Quantum Future and finally unveil the elusive sheet music behind the quantum symphony. That's it for today's episode of the SF Crow's Nest Future Focus podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review. Until next time, keep exploring the impossible and stay curious, my friends.